A man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life. Great is the power of steady misrepresentation, but the history of science shows that fortunately, this power does not long endure. The highest stage in moral culture at which we can arrive, is when we recognize that we ought to control our thoughts. One general law, leading to the advancement of all organic beings, namely, multiply, vary, let the strongest live and the weakest die. The young and the old of widely different races, both with man and animals, express the same state of mind by the same movements. Everything in nature is the result of fixed laws. The love for all living creatures is the most noble attribute of man. If I had my life to live over again, I would have made a rule to read some poetry and listen to some music at least once every week. Animals, whom we have made our slaves, we do not like to consider our equal. I cannot persuade myself that a beneficent and omnipotent God would have designedly created parasitic wasps with the express intention of their feeding within the living bodies of caterpillars. Ignorance more frequently begets confidence than does knowledge. It is those who know little, and not those who know much, who so positively assert that this or that problem will never be solved by science. Man tends to increase at a greater rate than his means of subsistence. The very essence of instinct is that it's followed independently of reason. A man's friendships are one of the best measures of his worth. At some future period, not very distant as measured by centuries, the civilized races of man will almost certainly exterminate, and replace the savage races throughout the world. I have called this principle, by which each slight variation, if useful, is preserved, by the term of natural selection. My mind seems to have become a kind of machine for grinding general laws out of large collections of facts. My mind seems to have become a kind of machine for grinding general laws out of large collections of facts. To kill an error is as good a service as, and sometimes even better than, the establishing of a new truth or fact. A moral being is one who is capable of reflecting on his past actions and their motives, of approving of some and disapproving of others,